Welcome to another edition of Sachem Patch's Coach's Corner. I'm here with Dave Falco. We have a lot to talk about. Big games coming up, another big win under Sachem's belt. As always, welcome to the show, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
So 45-0 against the Connect Quad team that was 3-0. Talk to me about that win. A lot of good things came out of that.
Connect Quad is a good team. They have an excellent quarterback. They obviously have an all-around running back, and I think our defense was up for the task. Everybody ran into the ball. We got lined up and played fast. So from that standpoint, I thought we did an excellent job. Offensively, I thought our offensive line probably played the best game that they played all year. And that group has really come together, and I think that's become a strong point for us. You add that to our athletic backfield, and that's going to be a problem for people.
At the beginning of the year, a couple of players in the line you knew were going to be good. Timmy Lang, James Thompson. The rest, it was going to happen as the season went along. It would develop. Talk about that. How has it developed now 3-4 weeks into the season?
Having only James Thompson and Timmy Lang coming back, it was definitely a concern for us as we started the season. But we knew we had Tom Mignano, Tita, and Starling, and also Giuliano, who we thought was going to come around and really help us. It turned out to be that Giuliano got hurt early in the preseason, but Starling, Tita, and Mignano really stepped up for us. The communication has gotten better between each guy. Yeah, you can't forget our tight ends. Tyler Andriossi is only a sophomore, and Nick Simonello, who's a senior who didn't play a year ago. They really solidified the tight end spot. And in this offense, you have to have a tight end that can block. So I think the whole group has really come together.
Jesse Scott, another big game, 3 touchdowns, 150-plus yards. Talk about his development. It's nice that there's a supporting cast where he doesn't have to do it every week, but now it shows that on both sides of the ball, he's the guy.
Jesse Scott is bigger, faster, and stronger than most people that we play. He's definitely the premier football player in Suffolk County. He's a solid leader. He's a solid school citizen. He's a great role model for our kids. And it's nice that we have a supporting cast who doesn't have to carry the load every single game, every single play. But he's there, and you better think about him offensively because he can hurt you.
Talk about the field conditions. I know a lot of teams don't cut the grass going into a game against a team that has a lot of speed. So this isn't something that doesn't happen, but the grass was pretty thick, and the weather going into it didn't help. Do you think about that when you get to a field at all?
We spoke to them when we got there about the field conditions. A couple weeks prior, they had played Brentwood, and the field was almost unplayable. They had some sprinkler issues during the summer. So one of the things they had said to us is that they weren't going to cut the grass, they were watering it heavy, and that caused the conditions to be thick and a little bit wet, plus the rain prior. So we kind of knew that was going to happen going in, and we stayed off our turf for a week and stayed on our practice field for those reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense. Going into the game, their biggest threat is Mike Pellegrino. He was coming in with rib injuries, hip problems, and Sachem managed to hold him to 12 carries for 36 yards. You got the job done there. Talk about going into the game, what you were thinking about him. He's, as we spoke about last week, a Division I lacrosse recruit for Johns Hopkins, all-around good athlete.
As we spoke last week, we were concerned about their running game, their quarterback's mobility, and their #1 receiver from a defensive perspective. I think our defensive front, our defensive line, our linebackers did an excellent job containing him, forcing them to throw the ball, which then allows our speed in the secondary to take over. He's definitely a quality player. He did not play well. I'm not sure how much he practiced last week. Very hard for a high school kid not to practice and to play well, not to give him any excuses, and I'm sure he's not taking any. You go back and look at Jesse when he didn't practice or play with us, and then he had that subpar game to start the season off. It's very hard for a high school kid not to practice and to play well. On top of that, I think our defense played extremely well.
Northport this week, and obviously the big game against William Floyd for homecoming in week 6. I think that so far the program has made it clear to not overlook Northport, focus on this week, and just get ready for Northport. Talk about that. Is that something that you just have to focus on in this game?
The first thing we talked about after the win at Connect Quad, on the field at Connect Quad, was A, that I was proud of it, B, I think that we progressed in a lot of the skill positions and a lot of the line positions that we were concerned about, but this week is a track. And what do I mean by that? I mean that if we focus on Floyd and MSG Live and all the festivities that are coming next week, and we don't take care of business here, Northport has the ability to beat you. And they have the ability to beat you because they run a wing T offense with a lot of movement and a lot of motions, and if you're not on your game, they can score points. So that's something that we focus about. We are dealing with high school kids, and a lot of people are patting us on the back, and a lot of people are saying that we're good. We just got ranked #1 in the Big Ten. We're #1 in the large school poll. We're #8 in the MSG poll. That's a lot of accolades for a team that really hasn't done anything yet. We haven't won a playoff game. We haven't gotten to the county championship game. and we haven't won a Long Island championship. So we are one game at a time, one play at a time, playing hard, smart together, never getting out hit. That's kind of been our theory and our philosophy so far. The kids have listened to that. I hope they heed the warning this week and are ready to play.
We'll see how Sachem does this week against Northport. All coverage will be on Sachem Patch, and as always, a game story, photo gallery, and video highlights. And remember, Sachem, stay classy.